Hi, have you ever trusted someone who seemed perfect? My name is Anna. 3 years ago, my husband and I lost our young daughter in a car accident. Our lives changed forever. The house became quiet. The laughter disappeared. Every day felt empty. No matter how hard we tried, the pain never left us. We missed her every single day. One evening, my husband spoke about adoption. At first I was unsure. Nobody could replace our daughter. But after many months, we decided to visit an orphanage. We met many children. Some were shy, some were playful. Then we met a little girl named Sophie. She was quiet and polite. She immediately caught our attention. Sophie looked different from the other children. She spoke very clearly. She seemed mature for her age. While the other children played games, Sophie sat alone reading books. She smiled politely when she met us. The orphanage staff praised her. "She's very intelligent," they said. Everything about her seemed perfect. A few weeks later, Sophie joined our family. At first, everything went well. She kept her room clean. She followed every rule. She helped around the house. Friends and neighbors loved her. Even my husband adored her. For the first time in years, our home felt alive again. I thought our family was finally healing, but slowly, strange things began happening. One afternoon, I found Sophie reading one of my private journals. When she noticed me, she calmly closed it. "I was just curious," she said. Something about her smile felt strange. I wanted to forget it. Still, the feeling stayed with me. Soon, other unusual things happened. Sophie often listened to adult conversations. She asked questions most children would never ask. Sometimes she used words that seemed too advanced for her age. Whenever guests visited, she acted perfectly. But when nobody was watching, she became cold and distant. I started feeling uneasy. One day, a teacher called from school. She said Sophie had argued with another student. The story sounded strange. Sophie claimed the other child started it, but several students told a different story. When I asked Sophie about it, she smiled. "I don't remember," she replied. Something didn't feel right. As months passed, more problems appeared. A neighbor suddenly stopped visiting us. A family friend became frightened after talking with Sophie. Whenever something strange happened, Sophie always seemed connected somehow. Yet nobody else noticed. Whenever I mentioned my concerns, people defended her. One night, I heard footsteps in the hallway. I opened my bedroom door. Sophie was standing there. She quickly returned to her room. The next morning, she acted as if nothing had happened. I could not explain it. But my fear continued growing. One afternoon, I entered Sophie's room while she was at school. I felt guilty, but I needed answers. Inside a drawer, I found photographs. The pictures showed Sophie with different families. Dozens of families. Some photos looked very old, much older than they should have been. My hands began to shake. I showed the photos to my husband. He thought there was a simple explanation. Maybe they came from the orphanage. Maybe Sophie collected them. But I was not convinced. The dates written on the back of the photos made no sense. Some were older than 20 years, yet Sophie looked exactly the same. I contacted the orphanage. The staff sounded nervous. They could not provide many details about Sophie's past. Several records were missing. Some information seemed incomplete. The more questions I asked, the more uncomfortable they became. That only increased my suspicion. I knew there was something they were hiding. I decided to investigate on my own. After weeks of searching, I discovered records from another country. The documents shocked me. According to the files, Sophie had appeared under different names many times, different families, different cities, different countries, yet every photo showed the same face, the same little girl. I could hardly believe what I was reading. Then I found a medical report. The report described a rare condition, a condition that stopped normal growth. Suddenly, everything started making sense. My heart raced as I continued reading. The truth was far stranger than anything I had imagined. The report revealed a terrifying secret. Sophie was not a child. She was actually an adult woman. For years, she had pretended to be a little girl. Her condition made her appear much younger. That was why she looked the same in every photo. That was why her behavior felt so unusual. I rushed home. My mind was filled with questions. How long had she been lying? Why did she keep joining new families? Most importantly, what did she want from us? As I entered the house, I noticed something strange. The living room was completely silent, too silent. Then I heard voices upstairs. I followed the sound. Sophie and my husband were arguing. When Sophie saw me, her expression changed. For the first time, her friendly smile disappeared. She knew I had learned the truth, and she did not look happy. I told my husband everything. At first, he refused to believe me. Then I showed him the documents, the photographs, the medical records. Slowly, the truth became impossible to ignore. Sophie's face turned cold. She realized her secret was finally exposed. That night, Sophie disappeared. The police searched for her, but she was gone. No goodbye, no explanation. Only an empty room remained. Weeks passed, then months. Life slowly returned to normal. But I never stopped wondering where she went. Almost a year later, I saw a news report. A family in another city had recently adopted a little girl. The reporter showed a photograph. My heart stopped. The girl looked exactly like Sophie. The same face, the same smile. And suddenly, I realized her story was not over. It was only beginning.